A million fish, more or less. It was early morning on the bayou Clappertoe. Hugh Thomas had just tossed his line into the water when Papa Daddy and Elder Abbi-G came rowing out of the gauzy river fog. They were swapping bayou tales, just like they had for years. "Morning to you," Hugh Thomas called as they pulled up alongside the bank. Papa Daddy started right in. "The elder and me was just saying that the bayou Clappertoe is a mighty particular place." "Take that time back in '03, me and Elder here caught a wild turkey weighing 500 pounds. Hugh Thomas' eyes filled with wonder. "That's a powerful turkey." Quickly, Elder Abbi-G took up the story, adding, "As we were marching that gobbler home, I spotted a lantern that had been left by the Spanish conquistadors back in the 1542, and it was still burning. After 350 years, Hugh Thomas exclaimed. It was amazement. Papa Daddy lowered his voice to a whisper. Just when Elder picked up that lantern, the ground commenced to a quaking. The longest, meanest cotton mouth I ever did see raised up. That thing had legs and went to chasing us. The hounds broke and ran. I got tangled up in the ropes, and that turkey got clean away." With a quick nod, he gave the story back to Elder Abbi-G. "But that time, a swarm of giant mosquitoes attacked. I lost my footing and dropped the lantern in a pool of quicksand. Might near fell in myself. Of course, as you can see, I didn't. Then 'cause I'm here now." Hugh Thomas studied on what the two old swampers had told him. Then he smiled. "Y'all are just funning, right? Did that turkey really weigh 500 pounds? "More or less," Papa Daddy answered, snapping his suspenders and winking his eyes. "And was that lantern really over 350 years old?" "Give or take a year or two," Elder Abbi-G answered, swatting a mosquito. "Was it really still burning?" "Well, let's just say it was flickering a bit." And that with their tail, all told, the two men rolled away. "Remember," Papa Daddy called it, just before they disappeared behind the curtain of fog. "Strange things do happen on the bayou Clappertoe." Now Hugh Thomas was alone, with only the worrisome mosquitoes to keep him company, but it wasn't long before he caught 3 small fish. And in the next half hour, he caught 1,000,000 more. Big ones, little ones, all sizes. The boy was so excited he whooped with joy. Wait till Papa Daddy and Elder Abbi-G see this. Then, loading this magnificent catch on his wagon, he turned to leave. But without warning, 2 yellow eyes surfaced just above the waterline. Hugh Thomas knew it was a toot, the Grand Pierre of all alligators on Jackson's Point. The old gator slithered onto the bank, blocking the boy's way. "Where do you think you'll go with all our fish?" he hissed angrily. Hugh Thomas blinked. "Why, that gator was talking right out. These are my fish," the boy answered with an uncertain spirit. A 2 mean eyes took in the catch. "And what for me and mine to eat if I let you take all of them?" Hugh Thomas considered making a run for it, but the old gator must have read his mind. "Don't even think of it," he warned, inching closer. And then he chuckled softly. "Your best chance is to figure it on this. If 100 alligators 100 feet long can move at 100 yards per second, how long would it take for us to get from this water to you and your wagon of fish? Answer now," he hissed, moving closer. "Not long enough for me to get away," Hugh Thomas thought, deciding on anything that was better than tangling with a toot and his kin. He solved the riddle by throwing a goodly amount of fish back into the bayou. "You made the right answer," a toot said. Then he turned and disappeared beneath the dark waters, along with 100 other alligators who had been watching and waiting. Hugh Thomas took a quick count and saw he still had close to 500,000 fish left. He followed the swamp's path that was the quickest way to Papa Daddy and Elder Abbi-G's houseboat. Story had it that Jean Paulette pirate's treasure was hidden somewhere amongst the cypress knees, but Hugh Thomas was interested. "I've got my own treasure," he boasted. The air grew thick, hovering over the swamp like a big smothering hand. And then still came a terrible kind of silence, with its own sound. The boy hummed and quickened his step. Something was stalking him, closing in fast. The ghost of Jean Paulette, maybe. No, Hugh Thomas was suddenly surrounded by an army of raccoons, led by the most notorious rogue of them all, Mosley. "By my leave," shouted the bandit leader. "We all be damned the toll, little sir, and ye yagging of fish will do nicely." "Wait," Hugh Thomas cried out. "That's not fair." "Not fair," said he, Mosley scuffled. "And what be fair to you? Half, maybe?" Hugh Thomas couldn't believe he was bargaining with a band of pirate raccoons. "Why settle on half, mate, when we can just take it all?" Thinking fast, Hugh Thomas suggested a contest. "That's it. We'll have a contest of some kind." Mosley laughed coarsely. "A contest it'll be. You win, we take half the catch. I win, we take it all. Mind you, that's as fair as it'll be getting." The boy agreed, not knowing what to expect. Swords, pistols, wrestling. Then, to his astonishment, Mosley whistled, and the two black bears appeared, reaching beneath a huge swamp cabbage. The pirate pulled out a 20-foot snake. "We'll skip rope," says I. And so the contest began. The bears turned, and Mosley jumped. Hugh Thomas hadn't seen such fancy footwork in all his life. That rascal skipped so hard and fast, he was down in the pit when he finally missed on the jump 5,552. His motley crew sent up a ladder of cheer. But Hugh Thomas held his own. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,050. Hugh Thomas jumped and jumped. 5,000. He was so tired. His legs hurt, but he jumped some more. 5,550, and he managed just 3 more jumps before missing, but it was enough to win. 5,553. Mosley was purely outdone. He went to grumbling and mumbling and swearing under his breath, but in the end he made good on his word. "I takes me licking, and now I'll be taking me fish." 1 by 100 of the masked bandits marched past the wagon and plucked a juicy treat. Then Mosley found the plumpiest fish for himself, and he beckoned Hugh Thomas to hurry along. Even though his catch was cut by half again, Hugh Thomas still felt like a winner, moving with purpose. He passed a large cypress stump called Napoleon's Elbow, and then quit the swamp. Winding his way through the deserted grounds of the Mosslands mansions, he held with tradition and threw part of his catch to the waterfowl that lived on the old garden pool. Since slavery times, fishermen believed that feeding these birds will bring them luck for the next time out. "Thief, thief," a fish crow spied Hugh Thomas' catch and sent up a signal. Birds darkened the sky. They swooped down, spared their fish, and soared away, screeching, "Thief, thief." "Shoo!" shouted Hugh Thomas, but the birds chased him across the parish road and under the thistle, stopping just short of the first house on Free Jack's quarters. Chantilly, the neighbor's girl's cat, was sunning on the porch steps. Her gray eyes was fixed on the wagon full of plump fish. "Why, it is a Christmas gift," the cat shouted, excitement swelling her words. "To see you, that is," and added in a soft purr. Hugh Thomas was surprised that the cat was talking to him. Most of the time, Chantilly wouldn't even look in his direction. "It's not my custom to report on my mistress' whereabouts, but if you want to see Miss Chalelle Pearl, she's with Walter Edward out back in the okra patch. Can't you hear 'em laughing together?" Without thinking, Hugh Thomas hopped on the fence and disappeared around the house. Sometime later, he came back with his friend in tow. He was talking all excited and explaining, "Come see for yourself. It was 1,000,000 fish." Shelly Pearl stopped. "What million? I see 3 little fish." Hugh Thomas was completely confused. Then he looked at Chantilly and understood. "You tricked me," he accused her. "You ate my fish. You say you did." The cat blinked innocently and cleaned her whiskers. Shelly Pearl scooped up her pet. "You must be addled, Hugh Thomas, come telling that whopper, then lying, blaming on my poor precious kitty cat." And she marched away in a huff. Meanwhile, a chorus of Chantilly's friends meowed continually as they licked their paws. With only 3 fish left, Hugh Thomas followed the path to the backwater slough where Papa Daddy and Elder Abbi-G's houseboat was tied up. They were sitting on the front porch playing checkers. "Seems the bayou let you come away with a fine catch this morning," Elder Abbi-G said, smiling. "Best of luck a fisherman can have is to catch just enough for dinner," Papa Daddy put in. "But I caught 1,000,000 more," the boy boasted. "What happened to 'em? Is a long story." Papa Daddy pulled his straw hat down over his eyes. Elder Abbi-G leaned back in the old cane chair, and both of them propped their feet up on the railing. So have you learned that the Bayou Capital is a mighty strange place? Tell us now, was it really 1,000,000? A smile broke across Hugh Thomas' face, and he winked his eyes. "More or less," he answered, and started right in on his tale.